he's one of the most calm down. See him already getting very excited. He's one of the most popular actors of his generation, and his new psychological thriller series is getting amazing reviews. Please welcome back to the show, Tom Holland. Everybody called in their friends and family passes here at work today.
Amazing.
A lot of friends and family came in today. Not to see us, because we're here all the time. To see you.
Well, thanks for coming in. Hi,
everyone. Tom Holland is living your dream.
I know.
You know what he did this past weekend?
I know. He went to the Monaco Grand Prix.
I did.
How was it?
Honestly, one of the best weekends of my life. I went with my two brothers, Sam and Paddy, my two best friends, Twain and Harrison, and the race was exciting. We had rain, so there were 3 pits. You know, Lewis did really well, who's, you know, a good friend of mine. I love him, I admire him, I think he's amazing. So it was an amazing weekend, and to, like, show my brothers kind of that side of, you know, a life of luxury was really fun.
That's great. And you got to, did you do the start-finish flag at the end, or?
They asked me, we were sort of at lap 50. I had done all of my commitments to be there. Yeah. And then they kind of came backstage and they said, like, would you want to do the flag? And I was a bit like, well, yeah, sure, I guess. I went to the thing, they said, don't do what Tim Cook did. I don't know if you've seen.
No, what did he do?
He did the wrong lap?
No, he just sort of did this, like, really sad. Like, it's a really big occasion, you know?
Yeah.
So they gave me the flag. I'm a short guy. The flag's, like, as tall as I am. I'm standing backstage, like, wow, this is really heavy. So they say, right, they tell you when to do it. You start doing it. And I was, like, going really good.
There's the thing you do,
like,
right?
This is good, this is good. And then I'm like, how long have I got to do this for, man?
Did you get to go out on the track at all on any cars? Did you?
We took a car out. We didn't take we took a sports car out.
Okay.
It was a GT3 RS, which is a car my mum would never let me have.
Yeah.
I don't even know what kind of a car that is.
It's very fast.
Is that like a Ford? Is that a? Is it a?
It's a Porsche.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's so funny. My brother Paddy, like,
I like how you said that. It's a Porsche.
It's a Porsche. I've learned over the years on my travels, like, what to keep from my mum and what to tell my mum. Like, there are some things you should tell her after the fact, and there are some things you should tell her, like, I'm doing this great show this morning. I'm really excited about it.
Yes, right.
But my brother Paddy calls my mum, and he's like, Mum, Tom's booked me to race this car around the Monaco Grand Prix, and they were going to do 200 miles an hour. Hangs up the phone. Immediately, my phone starts ringing. My mum's like, how dare you? I'm like, no, Mum, it'll be fine. Don't worry.
How was it? How did it feel?
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
Really?
Terrifying. I would never let my brother do that again. I don't know how those drivers do it for 2 hours. They are remarkable.
They're pilots. They're literally pilots.
They're rocket ship pilots. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. And do you get nauseous? Were you motion sick?
I've always considered myself to be pretty fit and strong.
Yeah.
And my head was like bouncing off the side of the car, and it's a really intense experience.
Words come out of your mouth that you wouldn't use normally, right? When
you guys actually, I have a video of it. Your producers asked for the video, and it's not appropriate for morning television.
That's saying a lot for this group. Yeah, we've aired some risky stuff here. So you recently celebrated your 27th birthday?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Did you do anything special?
Well, we were lucky, actually. The night of my birthday was the night of the premiere for The Crowded Room. So it felt like a bit of a double celebration.
Yeah.
I'm not really one to celebrate my birthday. Like, a round of golf with my friends is kind of as far as I'll go. So it was nice to have a party. It feels weird to sort of say that I'm in my late 20s.
Oh, it gets weirder. Like it gets weirder.
If you think that's weird, just you wait.
Just you wait.
Yeah. Everyone says that, like, your 30s are when you have it all figured out. And, you know...
Who says that?
Right.
40-year-olds. Yeah.
Yeah. We saw a photo of you that you posted, like, in your birthday suit.
Yes.
What were you doing there?
I was actually going kite surfing.
Oh.
Which I was very excited about, but equally terrified. I had a really great experience with this guy I'd met on the beach, this, like, big American dude. And I was a little nervous, I think he could tell, and I think he tried to add to my nerves by basically explaining how dangerous it was.
Oh, it is
He
dangerous.
said, like,
really dangerous.
he's like, dude, I reckon like 11 hours with a good coach, like maybe you'll get up there. And within an hour, I was like ripping past him, waving from the ocean.
There you
like,
go.
I'm fine. So I had a good time.
I love your American surfer dude accent. It's amazing.
Hey, we have to take a little break. More with Tom Holland. Stick around.
Welcome back. You must be very proud. Your brother's film premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival.
Yes.
Were you there for it? Did you get to see it?
Of course I was. I was there. It's interesting. I've had this thing my entire life where I don't get nervous for things. I have this mantra where I say, like, you should turn your nerves into excitement. And, you know, for things like today, I just get really excited. I was absolutely petrified for his premiere because it's for him, you know. I wanted people to like it. I wanted people to appreciate his work.
Right.
And he did so well. And he got up, he spoke afterwards. He was collected and I'm really, really proud of him.
Were you beaming?
I was like a proud mum. I was like sitting in the back filming him with the flash on, like, let's go, Harry.
It's so great. And has he been a filmmaker all of his life? Was this something he became passionate about after you got into the business, or was he always wanting to do this?
I think because I got into the business so young, we all grew up around it. On my first film, my three brothers, they all came to set for the entirety of the film.
Yeah.
So I think that for him just was a kind of a view into a world that he never knew existed. So he made films throughout his entire time at school. He made this great film called Going to School, which he shot on his laptop, and I'm like the stunt man in it. It's like him going to school, then all of a sudden he just does a bunch of backflips, and it's me in his tiny school uniform. So I'm just so proud that he's finally got to a stage where he feels confident as a director, comfortable. He's so talented, and honestly, like, it's been the highlight of my trip, seeing him stand up on stage and talk about his film.
The rumor mill has said that you've taken a year off of act. Can you explain?
I mean, thank you for taking the year off after you did this show, because that would have been terrible.
Obviously, The Crowded Room came out. We didn't have very favorable reviews, so the press story was that I have taken this year off because of the reviews. But I'm 8 months into my year off. I've been chilling at home in London.
You've been going to Grand Prix.
Going to Grand Prix, playing golf. But what I will like to say is I would like to say a massive thank you to my fans and the people that have seen the show, because we're at a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes. So
Yeah.
I feel so grateful that I have a wonderful community of people that support me and are there for me. So I'm honoured and really excited for the rest of the show to come out.
I've taken a year off, but it wasn't because I wanted to.
Right.
It's called auditioning.
So when you took your 8 months off that you've had off so far, did you continue to do, last time you were here, we were talking about your woodworking. You were doing some woodworking. Have you constructed anything?
I've been building all sorts of things in the house. I've just finished this, like, tool cupboard, which admittedly took me, like, 2 weeks too long. A professional would have had it done in an afternoon. But I have all the tools now I need.
Do you have a saw? Like
I have a
circular
saw, I have all the drills.
Yeah.
I'll only ever use one of them, but I've got 5 of them just in case.
Love it.
I've got this, I bought this, like, really cool little sauna thing that's coming, and a guy quoted me to build it, and I was like, that's ridiculous. It's nearly twice as much as the sauna. I'll just build it myself.
You're gonna put it together yourself.
So I'm gonna try and build it myself. It probably will never work. It'll just be a wooden box.
Tom, can we come and film that?
No.
I think it's a good idea. Think about it. I want you to think about it, and here's why. Wait. Here's why I want you to think about it. You're probably going to screw it up on your own.
Right.
But if the pressure of, like, an audience watching you...
I thrive under pressure.
You'll turn those nerves into excitement.
I'm just thinking...
Ripped blue jeans, no shirt, in the summer, drill hanging off.
Brilliant.
Love it.
We need to take a break, but when we return, Tom's going to tell us about his most challenging acting role yet.
That was a scene from The Crowded Room. You're almost unrecognizable.
I know. How about the hair?
I mean, It takes a lot of twists and turns. Can you tell everybody a little bit about it, your character specifically?
The show is surrounded by this incredibly complicated criminal case. My character, Danny, is at the center of it after committing a shooting. And it's sort of about the twists and turns of navigating the justice system in the 70s. It's set in New York. My character kind of realizes that there are things about his past that he hasn't quite accepted yet. It's a wonderful insight into the powers of the human mind and what we can do in order to survive. It was a huge learning curve for me, and I am so proud of the show and so proud of the message that it carries, that I think it's going to serve as a really wonderful education to people about mental health.
Yeah, your character suffers some mental illness or trauma, and you dive into that. Why is that important to talk about, you think?
I just think it's important to talk about because it's a big topic right now. It's something that a lot of young people are struggling with, especially with the pressures of social media and living up to unrealistic standards. And I think that a show that celebrates the idea of asking for help, making that first step, is something that we would like people to feel empowered by doing. And I think this show represents that in a really good way. So for me, it felt very important. It felt like the right time to tell this sort of story. Akiva Goldsman, our showrunner, both his parents are psychologists. He has a background in psychology. So the show came from a place of authenticity. We wanted to be sensitive to the subject matter, and I really feel like we achieved our goal. There's still 7 episodes to go. Only 3 have come out, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm feeling good and confident and delighted that I get to share the message.
I do like that, though. It prevents us from binging like pigs.
I know.
I like when it drops slowly, because sometimes when everything is dropped, it gets consumed immediately.
Totally.
You know, and I like I like waiting for it. And does that make sense?
No, I totally agree with you. And I think with a show like The Crowded Room, it's a mystery, and there are pieces to the puzzle that we're going to give you slowly, and you want that week in between to discuss with people, to try and figure out where the twists are, what's coming next. And I think that, you know, for me, it's my favorite genre, so to be in my own one is really rewarding.
Well, we love having you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The Crowded Room, exclusively on Apple TV+. Coming up next, Mikey Day.
Thanks, Tom.
Yes.